Hello, hello, my beautiful souls. Blessed day, blessed be. So today I pulled Proceeding Softly. My inner power grows in moments of quietude. And we got the Judgment card again. I understand that everyone has their own unique paths and challenges. This is a testament to us to learn to trust in divine timing and divine order, and to stop judging the how everything comes out and plays out. We have this beautiful internal GPS system, right? Our intuition, our feelings, that is continuously guiding us. And we are being guided by the still small voice that is within all of us. Yet our ego has a louder voice, right? Our ego is always trying to keep us safe. And so it's going by things that have happened in the past, and it's like trying to have you play small and trying to be safe, and creates these limitations and blocks and obstacles for everything in our life. It's very hard to, I'll say this, it's very hard to just take it easy and chill out and be quiet and not stress over our day-to-day lives, right? We're in this 3D world and shit is real. We got bills, we got kids, we got work, we got family, we got friends, we got ups, we got downs, we got ins, we got outs, and life is happening around us all the time. And if we are not careful, and if we're not acting as our own captain of our ship, if we're not the CEO of our life, then we just end up being extras in somebody else's movie, right? When we chill and we learn to go with the ebb and flow of life, and we learn to trust in a power greater than ourselves and shut down the voice of judgment and ego and, beliefs that don't serve us, then we move into a different realm, right? We vibrate a little higher. Things come a little bit easier for us because we're going with the flow and the natural order of things. The best way for me to really relate this is to just look at the seasons and look at nature. When spring comes, things are blossoming and the snow is melting, and there's this rebirth that's going on in nature. Yet the trees aren't like pulling their roots out and flipping out when autumn comes because of the upcoming winter. They understand, especially deciduous trees, that by releasing their leaves and just getting to a place where they can be still and quiet for a while, that they're shedding the things that are no longer serving them because they're getting ready for a new thing. And that's all of us. We all have seasons, right? Life is cyclical. The wheel is always spinning. Sometimes you're up, sometimes you're down. Your perspective of what happens when you're down will depend on where you rise up again in the next part of the cycle, right? Some lessons repeat themselves over and over and over again until we learn to receive the blessings and the lessons from them. So, are you dating the same type of guy or gal? Is everybody, are you constantly in like narcissistic relationships, or are you in a place where you're very codependent? Do you have unhealthy expectations of your partner? These are things that we need to look at and see, is it playing out in different places with different faces, but it's the same story over and over again. How many times has the story of Cinderella been retold, right? How many times has somebody rewritten Snow White? Same story, same moral, same basic characters, but somebody put their little different spin on it, but it's the same thing. At some point, we got to take a step back and just give it to God. Trust in a power higher than yourself. Just be like, here's my menu, here's my order sheet, here's what I want in life. because I'm stressing over it, I'm going to let it go, God. I'm going to give it to you. I'm going to walk away. I'm going to go sit down and chill out and meditate, or go have lunch with a friend, or find a reason to laugh, or watch a movie, or read a book, or just do something to distract myself from my obsessive behavior and thoughts, so that I can get out of the way of my manifestations and of my blessings. When we are obsessively thinking about that in which we desire, we're putting out a call to the universe that we don't have it, we don't have it, we don't have it. So the universe is giving you more of what? What you don't have, what you don't have, what you don't have, what you don't have. Instead of trusting that, yes, all my needs will be met ahead of time. Yes, I will be guided to the right place, to the right person, to the right thing. Yes, it's okay for me to be alone and heal and be single, so that the next time I'm in a relationship, it can be loving and compassionate and healthy and abundant and fertile and fruitful. You know what I mean? So when you trust the power within yourself, which is your beautiful God-given GPS, when you start listening to your oversoul and your highest self, and you're tuning into all of the beautiful intuitive messages that are being given to you from the Most High, then life becomes a little bit easier. And not only are you not listening to the many voices in your head that are judging you, right? From our parents to coworkers to teachers and all that stuff, you also get into a space where you're not judging the others around you, right? You're not judging the other players in this play of life. When flowers are blooming outside, they're not looking at like, oh, well, her petals are better than mine, or damn, well, I wish I had thorns, or my root don't go that deep. They just bloom. They just blossom. They just share their beauty freely, easily, daily, right? It's nothing for nature to just give us shade or give us their fragrance. Whatever it is that you're going through in life right now, whatever path you're on, and maybe you feel like you've been pushing hard against it, this is a sign that you need to just take a step back, take a breather, and just chill and get out of your own way. Stop doubting yourself. Stop worrying about how it's going to take place. Most of the miracles that happen in our life aren't how we've seen them, right? They don't ever really play out the way that you scripted it. God does exceedingly and abundantly more than we ever ask for and think. We can tap into the universe's, infinite potential and see how things are going to play out, right? Because God's up there, bird's eye view, looking at the big picture. Whichever route you go, he already knows how it's going to play out. So step back and start trusting that. Start trusting that everything is working out for your highest good. Everything is always leading you to joy, to your true north, to your bliss, to your happily ever after. Stop talking yourself out of your own blessings. Start trusting your inner voice again. Stop judging yourself and beating yourself up for not being where you wanted to be sooner. If you were ready to be there, you would be there. And I know that's so hard, because sometimes we look at our life and we're like, obviously I don't want this fucked up life. Shit's crazy right now. I'm tight and I'm tired and I'm broke and I'm hungry and I'm going through this and this and this. I get it. I'm right there with you. I get it. It hurts and it sucks to take ownership of the fact that I manifested this by my thoughts of focusing on negative. So the universe, being as benevolent as it is, was like, oh, you like negative stuff? Here's some more. Oh, you like worrying? Here's more things to worry about. Sometimes you got to step back and be like, all right, I'm good. I'm good on the bullshit. I'm good. You know what? I don't like the way that feels. I'm not dealing with that anymore. I need to shift my perspective of things. Let me chill. Let me focus. Let me pray. Let me meditate. Let me talk to the Most High. Let me go for a walk. Let me go for a run. Let me do some yoga. Let me go dancing. Let me go hang out with my peoples. Let me read this book that I've been wanting to read. Let me binge watch something on Netflix. There's a lot of ways to get out of your head. And the more you get out of your head, the more you stop countering the thoughts of the things that you desire, and the universe can start bringing them forth to you. How many times have you been in the shower and all of a sudden you had like an epiphany, or like, because you're not focused on the nonsense, you're just washing your behind. You're in the shower just trying to get that good clean and them cracks. And all of a sudden it's like, oh shit. Like ding, 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 That's what that inner power is, that inner voice, that quietude. That's where we get that from. And it's not just you, it's everyone around you. We all are going through different life cycles, especially if you're in a relationship. Where you're at may not be where your partner is at. I'm highly spiritual. My man is not. Not even close. Not even close. He thinks that I'm crazy all the time. He's like, yo, you're spiritual for real. And I'm like, yeah. And when he comes over, I sage him. And I gave him a crystal the other day. Put this in your pocket. I'm trying to keep you safe. Like, you don't got to believe what I believe. Absolutely not. Doesn't mean I'm going to stop praying for you. It doesn't mean that I'm not going to ask the angels to shield and protect you when you're not with me. It doesn't mean that I'm not always like trying to see you through the eyes of heaven, through love and compassion and compassion and patience and mercy and grace and empathy. This is what I'm giving to him and sending out on a daily basis. And I'm asking for those things to be reflected back to me, loyalty, trust, unconditional love, patience, intuition. I send it out, radiate it, and I see it come back. And no, it doesn't always do him. It comes back through friends and family, or conversations, or opportunities at work, or somebody, gives me a good book or recommends a show or something. Miracles abound if you know how to, if you're expecting them in your life and you're looking for them. But it's time to step out of the way of judging yourself, which is not going to be a voice of love, and listening to yourself, which is going to guide you through love and joy and peace and bliss. When you're listening to your oversoul, your highest self, your intuition, to God, the angels, whoever it is that you relate to up there, the light beings, your galactic family, beings greater than yourself, when you start listening to those voices, they always guide you in love. They always guide you in love. If you're dealing with a spiritual and they're not guiding you through love, stop fucking listening to them. I am in service of love and light. The people that I deal with, the light workers that I deal with, are all in service of love and light. Anyone who is talking to you that is making you feel small, talking down to you, who's belittling you, who is telling you to ignore your goals and dreams to make them happy, or because they're fearful, you got to turn that voice off. You got to turn that voice off. I remember listening to Jay-Z do an interview, and he was talking to, I think, his uncle about, proceeding in the rap game. And his uncle, he's getting money in the streets. He's doing this thing. His uncle's like, nah, don't do that. Don't waste your time, blah, blah, blah. And if he would listen to him, we wouldn't have, some of the best hip-hop music there is. But he decided to ignore that voice and trust his own intuition. And now look at him and his wife, power couple, right? Beautiful, delightful, amazing power couple. There are so many people who are in our lives who do love us and who definitely mean well. I'm not going to say that they don't. They definitely, but people guide you from their place of fear. They guide you from their limitations. They guide you from their smallness. They guide you from maybe their lack of knowing, right? Not everybody's tuned in, tapped in, turned on, in the words of Abraham Hicks. So before you judge yourself, before you another, take a step back, get quiet, chill out, and just shift your perspective. Your perspective of you, your perspective of them, your perspective of the situation. If you don't like your job, shift your perspective. It can become easier and it can become better. And once you shift your perspective of how you're looking at things, instead of being like, oh, I fucking hate my job, it's miserable, da 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 da, just, yo, I'm glad I have a place to work where I can have money to supply my needs. I can take care of my kids. A lot of people are without work right now. I'm very fortunate. Start shifting that perspective. And then you never know, you might get a job opportunity somewhere else that is more in line with that vibration, the vibration of gratitude, the vibration of, joyfulness. Find something good in your days. There's always something good that happens every single day. You just have to look for it. Even if it's one small moment, milk that shit for all it's worth. So take a step back. Take a deep breath. Take 3, actually. Just chill. Tell your ego to sit on your shoulder. Shut the fuck up. Zip it up. It's not welcome here. You're trying to do something. Journaling is a big help to me. Start writing out my thoughts. Sometimes I'll start off really upset, and then by the end, because I'm writing it out, I'm able to clear and shift my perspective of something and see the lesson within whatever the situation was. You are blessed beyond measure and supported and guided more than you know. But sometimes it's you that's not listening. It's not that God's not talking. It's just that you're not listening. And that's why we got to chill out. Some of us do it through meditation and prayer. I highly suggest it. I like guided meditations. There's a dope app called Solvana that I do big group immersions with. YouTube has a shitload of meditations. Meditative Mind is one of my favorite channels. Dope stuff. Steve Noble, another one, has more dope stuff. Mind Valley, dope stuff. Like, people are here helping. So whether you can do it by yourself or you do it through a guided meditation or group immersions, or, maybe you're more religious and you go to church or synagogue or temple regularly, and that energy, that synergy, where 2 or more are gathered, so shall he be, is right there with you. Do whatever you got to do to start trusting your intuition again. Flowing with your feelings, trusting in those feelings. Observing, not absorbing the people and the things that are going on around you. Observe, not absorb. And for those of us that are empathic, that's hard. I get it. I have to do big things on a daily basis to make sure that I'm not taking in everyone's energy, that I'm keeping myself shielded and protected at all times. Whether that's walking around with like my agate crystal or like some clear quartz, or whether that's calling on Archangel Michael to, put a shield of light around me and my children and shield and protect us while we're awake and while we're asleep, wherever we go. Whatever works for you, get something in you to shield yourself so you can be an observer of life instead of absorbing the bullshit of life. My suggestion to you. Anyway. All right. I love you. God loves you, and angels surround you. Bye.